intentionally defective grantor trust. This is a really cool estate planning technique that's often used with affluent clients, and I'm here today to talk to you more about it. Hi, I'm Claire from the Yanowitz Law Firm, where we've been helping families with wills, trusts, and probate for over the last 30 years. Okay, let's get started. So, an intentionally defective grantor trust is an irrevocable trust. They're often created for affluent clients who want to make gifts to save on estate taxes, and we can make irrevocable trusts so they're intentionally defective grantor trusts. And what that means is that the person who made the initial gift to the trust continues to pay the income taxes for that trust. Okay, so let's say John transfers $1 million to an irrevocable trust for the benefit of his wife, Mary. And this $1 million is invested and it issues dividends, assets, marketable securities are sold, and there's capital gains tax that is to be paid by the trust. We can set up this trust so that John is responsible for paying the income tax. Now, why is that a good thing? Because when John is required to pay the income tax, it further reduces John's estate, but is not treated as a gift for estate tax purposes or gift tax purposes. So we're essentially reducing the amount that John has at his death and is subject to estate tax. And another benefit of it is that the trust assets are not being used to pay the trust's income tax. So if we had $1 million and there was a bunch of income and then we had to use the trust assets to pay that income tax, then the assets of the trust would be reduced by paying that income tax, okay? So we want the trust assets to grow as big as possible because they're not subject to estate tax, that growth, okay? One of the provisions that can create this intentionally defective grantor trust status is what's called a swap power in the legal world. And it's basically allowing John to substitute assets of equivalent value with the trust. So he's able to swap that $1 million with another asset in his name that's also equivalent to $1 million. And this is important because you're able to terminate grantor trust status if later on John says, gee, I don't have the liquidity to pay the income tax on this trust. I don't want to be stuck with the income tax bill anymore. So a way to shut off having John pay the income tax for the trust is to terminate that swap power. So with that being said, when we think about, okay, is this a good trust to do intentionally defective grantor trust status on? We want to make sure that the person that made the gift to the trust has proper liquidity to pay income taxes on it. We don't want to stick someone with a tax burden that it's hard for them to pay it because maybe all their assets are tied up in business and real estate. They don't have the liquid assets to pay it. So that's something that we want to consider. So if you have questions about these types of trusts, we're here to help. Give us a call. Our number is 507-252-8997. Thank you.